I swear, if someone had told me what would happen on that trip, I would have stayed home. I would have made up an excuse, faked a fever, anything. But back then, it just sounded like a simple summer camping trip. Me and 3 of my closest friends, escaping the city noise for a weekend in the Adirondacks. Fresh air, bonfire nights, beer, hiking. You know the drill. We'd done this kind of thing a dozen times before. Load up the SUV, bring way too much food, forget at least one sleeping bag, and argue over which trail to hike. Classic summer getaway. The only thing different this time was that we wanted to go off-grid, really off-grid. Lena found the spot. She's our planner, the kind of person who keeps laminated checklists and owns a solar charger. She came across this blog, Some Wilderness Nut talking about hidden campsites that even locals don't know about. It had coordinates instead of a name. Said it was secluded, quiet, perfect for stargazing. No cell service, no crowds. We were sold. The GPS got patchy 2 hours into the drive. Forests got denser. Roads turned to gravel. The last leg of the journey was more of a trail than a road, and even our SUV struggled. There were no signs, no markers, just the voice of the GPS leading us deeper and deeper into the woods until finally it chirped. You've arrived at your destination. But there was nothing there. No clearing, no fire pit, no signs of a trail. Just trees. Tall, old, silent trees. Lena checked the coordinates 3 times. They matched. Still, it didn't look like a campsite. I joked about how it was probably a prank, some blog trolling city folks. We were about to turn back when Adam pointed something out. A ribbon. Faded red. Tied around a tree trunk, maybe 20 feet in. Lena lit up. Trail marker, she said. Old school. We followed the ribbons. One every 20 yards or so. They led us through the woods for maybe half a mile, and then we found it. A small clearing, almost perfectly circular, with a ring of stones in the center like someone had once made a fire pit. There were broken logs around it, set up like crude benches. No trash, no signs of recent use, but it didn't feel abandoned either. We unpacked. The sun was beginning to set, so we got the fire going quickly. Adam and I pitched the tents. Lena boiled water on her camp stove while Zoe tried, unsuccessfully, to get a signal to update her Snapchat. It felt off. I don't know how to explain it. The silence was heavy. Not peaceful, like most forests. This felt like the trees were listening. That first night, we stayed up late. Drank a few beers. Played cards. Told ghost stories, which in hindsight might have been a terrible idea. Lena told one about a woman who got lost in the woods and left her bones behind, still trying to find her way out. Zoe got real quiet during that one. By midnight, we all crawled into our tents. I woke up at 3:14 a.m. I remember the exact time because my watch face glowed. I didn't know why I woke up, just that I was suddenly alert. And it was dead silent. No wind. No bugs. No rustling branches. Then I heard it. Footsteps. Not animal. Human. Slow. Crunching leaves. Moving around the camp. I held my breath. My tent was closest to the woods. I could hear the steps circling. Once. Twice. Then they stopped. I peeked out through a slit in the zipper. The fire was just embers. The clearing was dark, but I could see the outline of the logs and the fire pit. There was no one there. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. Next morning, I asked if anyone else had heard anything. Lena shook her head. Zoe looked tired but didn't say much. Adam joked that I was just spooked from the ghost stories. Later that day we hiked. Found a stream. Skipped stones. Tried to shake off the weird vibe. But something felt wrong. Like we were being watched. Adam brushed it off, but I caught Zoe glancing over her shoulder more than once. That night, it happened again. 3 a.m. I woke to footsteps. This time closer. Heavier. Crunching leaves like someone walking with boots. I stayed frozen. Then I heard the whisper. Just outside my tent. "You're not supposed to be here." It wasn't a voice I recognized. Male. Rough. Like it hadn't been used in years. I shot upright and unzipped my tent, but again, no one was there. I shook Adam awake. He groaned but sat up. "What?" "There's someone out there." He got out, grabbed a flashlight. We circled the camp. Nothing. Just trees. Then we noticed something that made my blood run cold. A red ribbon. Tied to the front zipper of Zoe's tent. None of us had done that. We woke her. She freaked. Said she'd been dreaming of someone standing over her, whispering. We stayed up until dawn. That morning, Lena pulled out the printed blog post. She frowned. "This isn't the same," she said. "What do you mean?" I asked. She turned the page to show us the coordinates. They were different. Slightly. Just a few numbers off. But it meant we weren't at the right spot. "Maybe I mistyped them into the GPS?" she said, though her voice was shaking. The morning after Travis disappeared was a blur. Jake sat motionless at the dying fire pit, numb. His hands were blackened with ash and shaking. Mia paced in circles, frantically redialing 911. No signal. Again. Selena had retreated to the tent, what was left of it. Torn seams. Mud tracked in. But no blood. No signs of struggle. Just absence. "How does a grown man vanish without a sound?" Mia snapped. "We would have heard him." Jake finally spoke, voice hollow. "Maybe he didn't walk away. Maybe something took him." Selena stepped out. "There were tracks outside the tent this morning," she said. "But not his. Barefoot. And deep, like whoever it was heavy. Too heavy." Mia froze. "What do you mean, not his?" "They circled the tent. Then they stopped right at the entrance. And then nothing. Like they vanished." Jake's blood ran cold. "No exit tracks?" She shook her head. They packed up immediately. Whatever trip this was had soured beyond recovery. They needed out. They hiked the trail back, the same dirt path they had used 2 nights before. But something was wrong. The sun, which should have been behind them heading east, now hung unnaturally to the left. "Are we going the wrong way?" Jake asked. "No," Selena replied. "I know what direction we came from." But after 2 hours, nothing looked familiar. No road. No landmarks. Just trees. The same trees. The same bends in the trail. Over and over. Mia whispered what everyone feared. "We're walking in circles." Jake stopped. "We need to stop moving. Regroup. Just stop." That's when the air shifted. Everything got quiet. No birds. No bugs. No wind. And then they heard it, a low hum, almost mechanical. Distant, but growing. Like an engine, or a chant. Rhythmic. Repeating. Selena grabbed Mia's arm. "That's not an animal." "Should," Jake hissed. He crouched, ear to the ground. The hum was under them. "Move!" he yelled. They scrambled away as the dirt below them trembled, like something burrowing underneath. A lump formed in the earth where they just stood. It stopped. Silence again. Then, a whisper. Not spoken. Inside their heads. "Don't go." They ran. Branches whipped their faces, thorns tore at their legs, but none of it mattered. Just run. Mia tripped and screamed. Jake hauled her up, dragging her forward. Selena was ahead, crying, gasping. Then light. Through the trees, a clearing. Not natural. Square. Man-made. They burst through the line of pines into what looked like a ranger station. Old. Dust-covered. Abandoned, but intact. Jake banged on the door. No answer. They forced it open. Inside, everything was covered in tarps and cobwebs. Maps on the wall, none showed the campsite. Selina found a locked drawer, forced it open. Inside, Polaroid photos. Dozens. All different groups of campers. Smiling. Holding marshmallows. Sitting at fires. All taken in front of the same campsite they had stayed at. None were dated. The last photo, the most recent, made Mia scream. It was them. The 4 of them. Taken just days ago. Except Travis wasn't in it. Behind them, the closet door clicked open. They turned. Nothing inside. Just cold air, and something scratched into the inside of the door. The forest remembers what man forgets. Suddenly, Jake doubled over. His ears were bleeding. Selina fell to her knees, holding her head. The hum returned. This time, it was everywhere. In the floorboards. In their teeth. In their bones. Jake turned to run, but the windows had gone black, like tar was smeared across them. Mia opened the front door, and the woods were gone. Nothing but darkness. Not night. Just void. Then, they heard a voice. Clear. Loud. Only 3 remain. 1 must return. Jake spun around. Who said that? A light flickered from beneath the floorboards. Blue. Pulsing. Help me move this, he said to Selina. They ripped up a loose plank. Beneath it, a staircase. Old stone. Leading underground. The hum got louder. Mia refused to go. Stay here then, Jake said. We have to see. Selina nodded and followed. The stairs led into an ancient tunnel. Carved stone. Wet walls. Symbols etched in the rock, some familiar, some alien. As they descended, they passed more photos, pinned to the stone. Old ones? Black and white. Different people. Decades apart. But all the same pose. Same campsite. Same number of people. Always one fewer than the original group. Jake stopped at one dated 1954. A group of 6. Then a photo of 5. And in the background of every shot, a shadowy figure. Always closer. Selina whispered. I think it takes one every time. They kept going. At the bottom, a chamber. In the center, a stone pedestal. Something lay on it. Jake approached. It was Travis's watch. Still ticking. Beside it, carved in the stone. To leave, one must stay. Selina backed away. No. No way. I'm not. Look. Jake pointed at the pedestal. The symbols were glowing. Above them, the hum built to a painful crescendo. The walls began to shake. From the tunnel behind them, a shadow appeared. Tall. Crawling. Wrong. Mia screamed from upstairs. Back in the ranger station, Mia was surrounded. Not by people. But by figures, tall, featureless silhouettes. She couldn't move. Her legs wouldn't obey. The figures surrounded her in a circle, and then parted, as something stepped through. Travis. But not Travis. His body was bloated. Wet. His eyes black. And his smile, too wide. He reached for her. Down below, Jake heard the scream and ran back up. He burst into the station just in time to see Mia vanish, pulled backward into the blackness. Only her scream remained. Selina joined him seconds later. The tunnel's collapsing. Jake grabbed the photos. We have to leave. Now! They ran outside. The world had returned. Morning light. The trees were normal. Birds chirped. But no tent. No trace of the station behind them. Just forest. Jake and Selena found a road after hours of walking. A car stopped. They flagged it down. The driver asked what they were doing in the woods. Jake told him they were camping, at a spot just off Route 9. The man looked confused. There's no campsites off Route 9. Hasn't been for 40 years. Jake showed him one of the Polarids. This spot. The man looked pale. I know that place. My uncle disappeared there in 1981. My family never talks about it. You two are lucky to be alive. 3 months later. Jake hasn't spoken much. Selena moved away. But every once in a while, Jake checks his mailbox. And recently, they've started arriving. Polarids. New ones. Different groups. Different people. Each one, with one person missing. And the same shadow in the background, closer each time. Jake doesn't know who's sending them. But he keeps them all. Because he knows someday, he'll see Mia's face again. Maybe even Travis's. But not alive. This story was honestly terrifying. Just one wrong move, and everything changed. What would you have done in their place? Let me know in the comments. I read everyone. And if you love creepy stories like this, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. I've got more chilling tales coming your way.